Hello YouTube, I am Kyle with Geeks For Hire, and today I want to talk about Robin, the most famous sidekick in comics. But did you know there have actually been 4 Robins? Well, technically there's 6, but Stephanie Brown became Batgirl, and Carrie Kelly was from The Dark Knight Returns, and not in the official timeline, so I'm just going to keep this a short summary of the 4 main Robins. Starting with Dick Grayson, he debuted in Detective Comics number 38 in April of 1940. Dick Grayson was an 8-year-old acrobat, the youngest of a family act called the Flying Graysons, when a gangster named Boss Zuko, who had been extorting money from the circus, killed John and Mary Grayson by sabotage. Batman investigated the crime, and as his alter ego, billionaire Bruce Wayne, had Dick put under his custody as a legal ward. Together as Batman and Robin, they brought Zuko to justice. Grayson is considered by most to be the protege Robin and son to Batman. Understandably so, as they have an almost perfect symbiotic relationship, whereas Grayson keeps Bruce company and stops him from ever going too far. Bruce in turn gives him the love and attention he needs, and this helps him mature healthily. He was in the Teen Titans, but later in college leaves the mantle of Robin and takes up his own mantle of a personal favorite hero of mine, Nightwing. Moving on to the second Robin, Jason Todd. He was a street orphan who first encountered Batman when he attempted to steal tires from the Batmobile in Grime Alley. Batman saw to it that he was placed in a school for troubled youths to help him. Weeks later, after Dick Grayson had left, Batman had a void to fill, and Todd proved his crime-fighting worth by helping Batman catch a gang of robbers. Batman offered Todd the position as Robin, seeing his potential. This would be considered one of Batman's greatest mistakes, as where Grayson was the protege's son, Jason was unrestrained, he talked back a lot, was angry, and just hot-headed, and often did things that was against Batman's instructions. Majority of readers didn't seem too fond of Jason, so DC had an event where you could call 2 1-900 numbers, one for yes and one for no. This outcome's honesty is often disputed due to about 6% of the votes coming from one source. Regardless, the outcome voted yes, so by a small margin of 65 votes, Todd was brutally beaten by the Joker with a crowbar and left in a warehouse rigged with bombs to explode. Batman arriving too late, and he didn't survive. Jason Todd later returned as the Red Hood, ironically taking up the old alias of Joker's original Red Hood, the man who killed him. The third Robin is Tim Drake. At the age of 9, Drake discovered Batman and Nightwing's secret identities by seeing Grayson do a quadruple somersault, a move the Graysons were famous for. With his amateur detective skills, he followed their careers closely. Noting that Batman had become too aggressive, he confronted Nightwing, and Nightwing actually agreed that Batman needed someone, but would only do it as Nightwing, for he was Robin no longer. Tim didn't agree with this and pleaded that Batman needs a Robin, so Nightwing vouched for Tim himself to become the new Robin. Batman refused initially, not wanting to ever relive the mistake of Jason Todd, so Tim was put through rigorous physical and mental training and proved himself multiple times, and so Batman had to accept, begrudgingly. If Nightwing was the protege, Jason the hothead, Tim would be considered the detective Robin. Batman himself has stated that one day Drake will even surpass him as the world's greatest detective. Despite his combat skills not being the match of Grayson's, his detective skills more than make up for this. In addition, Batman supplied him with new armored costume and the addition of Tim's favorite weapon, the bow staff, which Robin is famous for. Tim was introduced as a happy medium between the first 2 Robins, as he takes orders well but can stand up for himself if he feels he's being, talked down by Batman. As Robin, he co-founded the superhero team Young Justice, but would then later reform the Teen Titans after Young Justice disbanded. Tim would follow in his predecessor's footsteps and also evolve past the mantle of Robin, but he was so honored by that title, he ends up going by the name Red Robin. The last Robin is Damian Wayne. As his name proves, he is the child of Bruce Wayne and Talia al Ghul, making Ra's al Ghul, one of Batman's main rogue villains, his grandfather. Batman was unaware of his son's existence for years until Talia left Damian in his care. Damian was violent and lacking in discipline and morality and was trained by the League of Assassins, learning to kill at a young age. Damian's murderous behavior created a troubled relationship with his father, who vowed never to take a life, because that's against Batman's moral code. Damian is Batman's true son in terms of combat, but he lacks maturity as he's still a young boy. Damian became Robin when Dick Grayson actually took up the mantle of Batman in Bruce's absence. Damian fought this at first and really didn't respect him, but as time passed, he really grew to admire Grayson, and they were a fantastic Batman and Robin together in their own series. Damian was later killed by an older clone of himself named Heretic, but Batman ends up resurrecting him with a Chaos Shard. I'm not going to go into detail on how he comes back, but he's back now. So this was just a short overview of the 4 main Robins. If you like what you heard or you learned something new and want to see more content like this of mine, go ahead and check out our channel. Likes, subscribes, and comments are always appreciated and welcomed. And this is Kyle from Geeks For Hire signing off. Thank you for your time and have a wonderful day.